बेटर फेमर हो या कुछ भी
जी
करो,
नहीं
आर्टिकल 20 का वायलेशन नहीं है ये।
जी, मतलब क्योंकि हर
एक
जगह।
अपराधी हो और कई सारे अपराध किए हो, एक अपराध का बेसिक एक है, तो कई सारे धाराओं में से अपराध चल सकता है, ये बेसिक। हम ईमानदारी की बात बताएं, अभी तक हमारे प्रश्न को आपने दाएं बाएं ऊपर नीचे सब तरफ घुमाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन कहीं तक हमारे प्रश्न का जवाब अभी तक नहीं मिल पाया। पिछले 33 मिनट हो चुके हैं।
इस
यू सी मिस्टर काउंसिल,
जी
एक बात समझ लीजिए,
जी
जिस चीज का आर्गुमेंट करते हैं ना, उसकी दस्तावेज आपकी पिटीशन में रहना चाहिए।
नो
ये बिना की जो इधर उधर की घुमा फिरा के अंग्रेजी वाली जो बहस होती है ना, वो मत किया करें।
नो मालूम आई एम नॉट।
ये इट्स नॉट ए गुड प्रैक्टिस मिस्टर
नो नो
प्रेसिडेंट।
आई
सजेशन मत दीजिए प्लीज, डोंट गिव सजेशन।
नो मालूम।
थोड़ी ना भी आप अचानक पूरा बहस कर रहे हो आप और उसके पेपर आपकी बेल पिटीशन में ना हो। ये क्या है? हम जाएंगे कि बेनामी ट्रांजेक्शन की अथॉरिटी के पास जाएंगे, ला भैया हमको ये बेल का देखना है, ऑर्डर करना है, तो पेपर दिखा दे।
with me, but I was aware that my lords have taken a view in this FIR.
So why
So,
don't you wait for some time, let it be tested before the Honorable Supreme Court? What is the harm?
my lords, if my lords have taken a view, what I was proposing that we have also filed an interim application for the urgency that she being a female and the necessity of her daughter requiring that maternal care owing to her health as well as the adversities that she's been facing. If my lords is of the opinion, my lords may hear it finally because
Yes, yes.
then
We'll hear
we
it
are
out.
ready for final hearing, my lords. It may be heard because we have limited submissions so far as how much differentiation there is
You
there,
please tell me,
my lords.
the ACB has, this is the case against the ACB, na? This FIR has been registered by the ACB.
My lords.
Now, so please tell me, there was an allegation against you people that you have snatched the money, you have purchased this property and which is disproportionate to your source of income.
My
Right.
lords.
So how you will justify these particular things? Please argue on. Don't make submission with regard to PMLA because that story is not applicable
My lords.
in the
My lords
present
is
case.
deeply is absolutely correct to that
Yes,
extent.
please tell me,
Yes.
for considering the accused and releasing the applicant on bail,
My
what
lords.
is your submissions to attract that these provisions of this section 13 7A of the PC Act is not applicable to your case?
My lords.
Please tell us.
My lords. I'm deeply grateful. For that, my lords, there's a detailed list of dates that I would be proceed.
Lenny, see that you come
Yes,
to that
I
question.
will. There is a separate FIR that has been registered in so far as the disproportionate asset case is
Yes.
concerned against the present applicant, my lords, wherein the check period has been stated that from the inception of her service till 2022. Now, coming to the pertinent question which my lords have asked, that there is on merits allegations that there were certain properties that have been acquired who are my relatives and my distant relatives, and the source of income for purchasing such properties is said to have been from the income that has been generated by the so alleged coal cartel. Now, my lords, to substantiate that argument, a diary.
Even forget it. Whether it has been generated from coal or cement or iron, we are not concerned.
My lords.
We are concerned whatever the property alleging by the prosecution
My
that has been that is disproportionate to the income, because you are, what I have understood after going through with the diary and everything, the case is on a different footing, though the foundation is the coal, but ultimately it reached to a different dimension. So what is your defense of particularly with regard to disproportionate of the income?
My lords.
I think this is the only crux of the issue.
My lords, yes, there is a yes. To answer that, my lords,
Yes.
the whole genesis is that there is an allegation that look, there are 5 properties. In those 5 properties, the check
Now,
amount.
please tell me, agar if this property is forged against, not against you, has not been in the name of your family or anything else, then who is the owner of the property? That's all.
Malus, there are 2 separate proceedings that are being initiated against me by Income Tax Department. One is under the Benami Properties Prohibition Act, and the other one is under Section 17 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, wherein it has been alleged, and both the properties which my lords have gone through in the diary form part of that particular proceedings as well. Now, what has transpired, because the allegations and the ambit of law that is being applied on these has to be seen concurrently, my lords, because admittedly proceedings are being initiated under the rule of law under 2 different acts, and now this will be the 3rd act. Now, to substantiate that, my lords, the allegation is, why I'm saying that PMLA has to be seen, the allegation is that these monies are from proceeds of crime, and these monies the properties that has been purchased
Again,
is that
again, you are reverting back to
no,
the.
my lord. I'm coming to the reason is that I have separate. Yes, my lord. The reason is that because these proceedings under these separate acts are being initiated against me
अरे
with
भाई
regards
मैं
to
वही
same
बोल रहा हूँ
property,
आपको
same property के
Mr.
respect में.
Counsel, please
जी,
tell me genesis may be whatever the
जी,
reason.
जी, जी,
We are not hearing the bail petition, the appeal.
जी.
We are hearing the bail petition. All
My
right.
lords, my
So
lords.
for bail petition, what should be the what should be your defense that this property is not disproportionate
My
to
lord.
income?
So I'll put forth the defense that I put forth before income tax department because it will be the same. So what is
Yes.
my defense, my lords? That the properties that has been purchased by my relatives, they have purchased it from their known sources of income from their own banking channel transactions. The properties that were purchased by my mother, Shanti Devi Chaurasia, before the income tax department also in the Benami proceedings, she has in fact answered to the show cause notice and also before the initiating officer, DCIT, Bombay Circle as well as Bhopal Circle, that these are my known sources of income and these are the banking, because all the properties, my lords, have, my lords, at the current age after her retirement, she received properties from two sources.
She was working in some government job.
No, my lord, she was not working. She
How?
was a housewife. She received income from her daughter, second daughter, Sorbhi Modi, who lives in Canada. She does not live here, and she also received monies from her cousin brother who lives in Jharkhand. Now, how was these two monies sent to her? These were sent to the proper banking channels. And what was the reason for sending these monies, my lords? Because the younger sister is no longer able to take care of her mother. She has left the current place of her residence, that was India, and is living with her husband outside. Now, to fulfill her duty, and she is currently living with the present applicant in the same colony, in the same vicinity. The applicant's real brother lives in Bangalore, works as a white collar job in a multinational corporation. Now, as a duty towards the parents, as a duty towards the family, any prudent person would want that their parents are well taken care of. When the mother expressed her desire to own an agricultural land or to be involved in a farming activity as her means, because in the year 2018, her husband had passed away, the father of the present applicant.
Yes.
And thereafter, it was as a gesture of her children that she had received monies through the proper banking transaction. Now, to answer my lord's query, the kind of allegation that has been built around this transfer, like for example, if the sister has transferred money to her mother, also or mother, the current applicant sister has transferred money to the present applicant's mother, the allegation, the line of argument is that, my lords, that her father-in-law,
Yes,
works in Korba, and her father-in-law has obtained some contract from Balco of coal transportation. And in that coal transportation, he must have made some extra monies. Now, that coal transportation job he has only been able to secure because of the influence of present applicant. What is being not told before the court is that that gentleman, father-in-law, is already engaged in this business for the past 25 years, has a healthy turnover of more than what is being shown here on records, and is filing income tax returns. Now, the allegation that has been made is, look, monies was sent to him by way of this transportation contract. And therefore, in lieu of this money that the father-in-law of my sister has secured, the sister has transferred that money to the mother. Now, my lords, this is the kind of banking channel transaction is being made out against my mother. The second kind of allegation that is being made is qua my cousin brother, Anurag Chaurasia, who lives in Ranchi. The allegation has been made that this particular person is a man of limited means who used to work at Hotel Madhuban and used to draw a fixed salary of 25 to 35,000 rupees. However, he has purchased property in Surya Residency and has purchased a flat. Now, my lords is well aware of the plight of a common person and the aspirations of a common man, how he lives his life and what he does for living. Anurag Chaurasia, in his detailed statement before Income Tax Department, as well as before the Enforcement Directorate, as well as before EOW, because these are the three agencies that have continuously ransacked and raided his premises, have given an explanation and shown that he had three sources of business. One was he was working as a manager before Hotel Madhuban. Second was he was working as a vegetable supplier to these hotels. And thirdly, he ran a gas agency. And from these three broad sources, he earned income that he had shown, and through banking transactions, he has purchased the property. Now, my lords, in this particular gentleman's property purchase, the allegation that has been made is, look, in an income tax raid, we secured a diary from a premises of one Rajnikant Tiwari. In that diary, there is one entry out of 360 entries that were put forth. There are more entries. The entire diary has not been made part of record. One entry says that रांची में दिया, रांची में XYZ के ऑफिस में दिया. It's not my name that has been written there. Let it be very clear. My name is not there in the diary per se, but it is one of the co-accused's offices. He's not even he's a one more transporter. His office address at Ranchi, that place is mentioned in the diary, and it is stated that वहां पे पैसे दिए गए निखिल चंद्राकर के द्वारा. Now the allegation is that, look, we took statement of that particular gentleman in whose office address this money was dropped, and he says that this money was for for this Anurag. Now, what is to be noteworthy, my lords, this particular gentleman in whose office premises this money was sent is the owner of Jai Ambe. The income tax raid was done on Jai Ambe Group. ED has filed his charge sheet. He has not been made as an accused. EOW has conducted multiple raids. The present investigating agencies, that particular gentleman has not been made an accused. Now, this pick and choose method and this manner of obtaining statements to incriminate a person by way of a diary obtained in the third place is what is the best evidence that is being put forth against my relatives to show that they have received certain proceeds of crime or they have received certain cash. Now, why this is done, my lords? I ask this question to myself. Why is the need to show that my relatives have received some cash in this form? And why they are triangulating and cornering my relatives? Because if it is to be shown that I have received cash amounts in purchase of properties, only then it will be made applicable. So this is the kind of evidence. My defense is that I have purchased properties through proper banking channels, and I have earned money through the work that I have done before in these authorities. The third individual against whom this allegation is made, my lords, is one of my sister's in-laws. They say that the properties that are being purchased, even though they have not taken today a reply has been filed by state, my lords, and they have relied upon statement of one accused, co-accused, Roshan Singh, who has given out details of the properties that were allegedly purchased on by the present applicant and their family members. Now, to substantiate, my lords, the best evidence that is being put forth against me, that there are certain diary entries, and in that diary entries, one of the person whose name was written as MU. So all these entries that are in the name of MU are the monies that are attributable to the present applicant. And to show that how this MU is related to me, statements have been recorded of two gentlemen. One is Nikhil Chandrakar. Nikhil Chandrakar says that MU means Manish Upadhyay. Now, Manish Upadhyay was the conduit and the relative of the main kingpin, as has been alleged, of Suryakant Tiwari. So my allegation, my defense in all the monies and the properties that are being alleged to have been purchased from the cash amount is that none of these properties carry a tainted color. It is only an attempt to enrope me case after case after case, so that I remain behind bars. I am a female, 42 years of age, having spent 2.5 years in custody.
इसमें कब अरेस्ट हुए आप?
My lords, I was arrested on 23/5/2024. I have spent 5 months behind bars. The charge sheet has been filed on 19/7/2024, Your Lordships,
Charge sheet file.
my lords. Now, in the reply which my lords will find, which has been filed today, because one of my grounds that I had taken in my bail application was, even assuming all the material that has been collected against me and looking at the charge sheet, there is no prima facie evidence against me that goes on to show that I have received or I have earned income which is disproportionate to my known sources.
Yeah.
So therefore, my lords, in today's reply,
what is your stand that this property, your first limb of argument is that this property does not belong to you, and this property belongs to the some property belongs to your sister, then some is from your brother's side, and then it has been given to your mother. That's all. This is your main.
And already
and this known source is known to the IT department.
Yes, and already parallel proceedings under Prevention of Benami Properties Acts is being.
So whether Benami transaction proceedings and these proceedings,
my lords,
are altogether different proceedings.
My lords, because the root.
See,
yes, absolutely, my lords is correct.
रूट
Yes.
पे भी देखिए,
Yes.
एक ऑफेंस के कई सारे रूट हो सकते,
जी,
कई सारे जो बेसिक रूट हो सकती है, कई एक ही होगी, लेकिन ऑफेंस तो कई सारे हो सकते हैं.
जी.
You may be tried under this PC Act also, under the Benami Transaction Act also, you may be PMLR Act also. There are three different enactment has been made by the Parliament. All right.
जी.
So your involvement, so the any finding recorded by the Benami transaction authorities are binding to these officers, these proceedings.
My lords, there are two proceedings. One is under Section 17 PMLA also.
What is the fate of the Benami transaction? Whether it has been culminated?
It has not culminated. Only hearings. I'm just explaining, my lords, that how I have, because my lords had asked key relatives.
When you are saying so that it has been used, this they have already initiated the proceeding under the Benami Transaction Act.
My lords.
Therefore, the Benami transaction proceedings, therefore the proceeding under the ACB Act is this PC Act is also illegal, because you see you are saying that you have already explained everything before the
income tax. Yes, my lords.
है ना?
जी.
That proceeding were stayed in view of the stay granted by the Honorable Supreme Court.
My lords.
Now the Honorable Supreme Court has decided the validity of the Section 6 and 5 of the Act.
My lords, that has been decided. My proceedings are going on.
Now it has been started.
It was continuing, my lords. Because of that effect, my proceedings were not stayed.
All right.
Because it was at the show cause stage. It was at the show cause stage.
And no final decision was taken.
Yes.
So why whether any proceeding which has not reached its logical end can have a binding effect? Can you take a defense to this extent?
I'll explain that. Why I refer to those proceedings, my lords, because with respect to one property, an allegation at the end of the day has to be only and only one. There cannot be multiple allegations with regards to one property.
No,
it
doesn't violate the Article 20 of the Constitution.
No, my lord, see, my lords, what I'm trying to, I'll frame is better, my lord. I'll frame it better.
Better frame करो या कुछ भी करो. Article 20 का वायलेशन नहीं है ये.
जी, my lord, क्योंकि हर
जगह अपराधी हो और कई सारे अपराध किए हो, एक अपराध का बेसिक एक है, तो कई सारे धाराओं में से अपराध चल सकता है. ये बेसिक लॉ ऑफ criminal
in that case, my lords, may also see that there is a Section 17. Then, my lords, in that case, Section 17 PMLA is also being initiated against me. These properties are said to have been purchased from the proceeds of crime.
See,
now
that is the nicety of the criminal law.
Ji.
You have been trapped in 3 cases.
And my lords, in that case, status quo is there.
मोटर व्हीकल में जाते हो, 304 भी लग जाता है. फिर फैक्ट्री एक्ट में अगर कुछ एक्सीडेंट होता है तो 304 भी लग जाता है फैक्ट्री एक्ट का, और फिर फैक्ट्री एक्ट का भी वायलेशन लग जाता है 91 92 का.
जी.
तो ये सारे प्रोविजन तो 202 के तहत प्रोटेक्टेड है.
Therefore, my lords, what I'm trying to project here is that my proceedings that are under Section 17 PMLA.
नहीं बता पा रहे हो.
My lords, I have my lords, then
हम ईमानदारी की बात बताएं, अभी तक हमारे प्रश्न को आपने दाएं बाएं ऊपर नीचे सब तरह घुमाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन कहीं तक हमारे प्रश्न का जवाब अभी तक नहीं मिल पाया. पिछले 33 मिनट हो चुके हैं.
Well, in that case, I will be putting it in 2 minutes if my lords is convinced on that regards with regards to my properties. My lords has rightly pointed out my properties, those properties are not under my name. The properties that are purchased by my relatives, they have been purchased through banking transactions.
Okay, what are the documents you have please on record? What are the sources they have produced before the Benami transaction authorities? please, when you are taking defense,
Ji.
show us the document.
Malus, in that case, no, I'm not taking that as in defense because that is.
You see, Mr. Counsel.
जी.
एक बात समझ लीजिए.
जी.
जिस चीज का आर्गुमेंट करते हैं ना, उसकी दस्तावेज आपकी पिटीशन में रहना चाहिए. ये बेना की जो इधर की घुमा फिरा के अंग्रेजी वाली जो बहस होती है ना, वो मत किया करें.
No, my lords, I'm not.
It's not a good practice, Mr.
No, I'll place because my lords, this present
No.
applicant does not belong in that property.
Please make an habit.
जी.
When you are making submission, that is, we have already replied to this question to the Benami Transaction Authorities. Where the document to show us?
Well, then I will place those documents before your lordships.
When you are making submission in that manner, then the should be your part of the court.
This is my lords.
I will not go to the office of the Benami.
No, my lords. If this question fell from my lords, this question fell from my lords.
Time and again for last 20 minutes you are making this submission. I was just keeping note on this point.
My lords.
And where is the document? In the meanwhile, I have gone through with your bill petition also.
At 2:30 itself, we will produce it because we have it.
They will give opportunity to them also. ऐसा थोड़ी ना भाई.
What I'm trying to suggest here is my lords.
Suggestion मत दीजिए. Please don't give a suggestion.
No, my lord. With all due respect,
we don't need suggestion from the.
We will file that records before your lordship. My lords may have it tomorrow itself. My lords.
No. We'll give you date. No problem. Let them also verify.
My lords.
ऐसा थोड़ी ना भाई आप अचानक पूरा बहस कर रहे हो आप और उसके पेपर आपकी बिल पिटीशन में ना हो. ये क्या हम जाएंगे कि बेनामी ट्रांजेक्शन की अथॉरिटी के पास जाएंगे, ला भैया हमको ये बिल का देखना है, ऑर्डर करना है, तो पेपर दिखा दे. Is it a way of addressing to the court?
We will, my lords, provide a detailed list of all the properties.
Whatever the reply you have made before the Benami Transaction Authority.
And annex the reply as well and the stage. The stage, my lords.
Yes.
And also, my lords, section 17 proceedings, because in section 17 there is an order of status quo that has been.
Whatever you want to take it, there is no difficulty for this court.
My lords.
Just go and place on record when you are making submission.
My lords.
If you are not making the submission, then you are not required to place on record these documents.
My lords. My lords, in so far as the present properties, both ED's proceedings as well as Benami's proceedings, we will place that on record, my lords.
Yes, do it. That's all.
Because these properties, my lords, have also.
We will not understand anything unless.
No, I'm bringing entire facts before your lordship.
No.
There is an anticipatory appeal also.
Foundation. Please, Mr. Pargania, make an habit. Without foundation, don't argue.
My lords.
Otherwise, I may observe anything.
My lords.
I tell you.
My lords. We are also putting forth before your lordship that with regards to same property, with regards to same property, an anticipatory bail has also been filed.
Whatever you have action taken in the.
We will mention that also, my lords.
Yes, do it.
In affidavit will file.
Yes.